What does it take for you to earn 10, 100, 1,000 times what other people make for the same, if not less, work? And is that even fair? It's a problem, or a thought process that lots of people have, that it is a problem that very wealthy people exist, that they are smart enough to create leverage and systems that allows them to make so much money it makes other people feel inadequate. But it's not a reflection on them and their positive ability as to why these people don't like it, but an inadequacy in themselves, and that they say, I'm not able to do that, it's unfair that you can. That's where I feel it comes from. But if you're not exploiting people, if it's not at the detriment of other people as to how you have managed to earn that money, do you think it's really a problem? Is it really unfair? I don't think so, is my personal opinion. Like, back when there was slavery, right, and exploitation, I'm not saying it doesn't still happen today, it does. But most people who now make a lot of money don't go about doing it by stealing or oppressing other people. At least it's not the way that I'm going about it, and the way that I'm trying to, or anyone that I know is trying to. How we're trying to go about it is to create something of so much value to other people that they are beyond excited and beyond willing to give us money for a problem that they have being solved, and doing it in a way where we have such a leverage, or we can serve so many people, that the result means we earn an exorbitant amount of money for one person, but not to the detriment of anyone else, but just using systems or creating leverage whereby that can be done. And I don't think that's inherently a bad thing. The world does have this issue though, right? Let's say you have a car to sell for, let's say you're selling a car for £2,000, right? It's an old banger, you just want to get rid of it because you want something different. Fine. If I come up to you and I offer you £3,000 for your car, you're super excited and happy. You're getting 50% more than you wanted to. Now imagine, like, you're working your job, right? You're saying, hey, can I give you 50% more for your job? Like, would you want to earn 50% more money? Most people wouldn't be upset by this notion. But if you then find out the person that purchased your car for £3,000 then went and sold it for £300,000, because they have the knowledge to know what your car is worth and the connections to find and market it to the right people who are willing to pay that money, that is when people get really upset and they say that that £300,000 should have gone to the first person that had it. Although the first person that had it didn't know what it was worth and didn't have the skills or the network to be able to sell it for that. And so is that difference, that $297,000, is that not the payment for the skill of the knowledge, the skill to market, and the network, all put together, and the skill to sell, all of these extra individual bits that have gone together to be able to do this? I personally think so. So how I go about living my life is not counting other people's money, right? Only make deals and negotiations that you're happy with at the time you're happy with them. And then never look back at it, right? It's the whole if-then fallacy of, like, investing stocks. Oh, if I hadn't have sold, and I can give you this prime example, right? I bought some Tesla stock because I love the company. I have been following the company since 2010, 2011, when I was in school studying physics, learning about electricity, electric motors, and Tesla was a wicked company, right? In 2016, I bought some. And then in 2019, I sold all of the money that I had in there to be able to open up a coffee shop, right? We needed it to open it up, and actually, we didn't need the money at the time. I just put it into the business account in the event so that I could pay people, right, to do their job. So I didn't need to do that. 6 months later, that £5,000 I invested was actually worth 80,000. And today, I don't know how much, I think in the region of a couple of £100,000. Now, do I deserve to be upset about that? Like, I don't think so. I bought it at a price I was happy to pay for a thing. I sold it at a price I was happy to pay for a thing. But I lacked the skill to know and understand the situation of the economics of the market, to know that that price was going to go up later. It was purely luck if I had held it or if I hadn't, right? And I don't think I have a right to be upset about that, and too many people do, and it really drives me up the wall. So if this is you, if you're one of those people, get over it. Like, there's actually a massive, and this is controversial, right? I run a tutoring company, I employ tutors full time, I love the team that we work with, and I've got lots of friends who have tutored in the past, and lots of people I know of have spoken poorly of tutoring agencies. So this is websites where you can list your service and someone can pay for it, it'll match you up. So it does the business, the side of business, which is hard to do, of advertising and finding clients. And then they would take a fee for doing that. Now, if you sold through a company, it might end up that you get paid 50% for fulfilling the service of what was actually paid. Now, in a business setting, 50% for an advertising cost is quite high. Don't get me wrong. But if you have not the skill to do it and have done none of the work to actually get the sale or the advertising, that's not a bad deal. But every tutor I've ever spoken to before I started my company used the word exploitation. And they're saying, but I did the hours work, I should get 95% of the money. But they have no idea about the economics behind a business or the effort and skill that it takes. And this is the discrepancy that I think people get hung up on due to ignorance and a lack of education. So if this is you, totally fine. Put some comments down below. Let's have a rage bait. Right? Let's have a keyboard warrior fest. If I've upset anyone, I'm sorry. It's just my beliefs of the world. I don't think you're a bad person. Hopefully you don't think I'm a bad person. That's it. Have a great one, guys. Peace.